has contributed in a very fervent manner. Mr. Speaker, I rise to support the President's speech, which was, and commend him and congratulate him for a very wonderfully crafted speech that in fact he spoke from his heart. Mr. Speaker, I want to speak to three things with regard to that particular speech because of the time's limitation. Number one is the construction of the road between Maimayu and Rironi. Mr. Speaker, this is a very important artery of a road that is going to connect the Western Kenya and Nairobi City. Mr. Speaker, we've been sleeping on the road many times. Like on Monday, we had an accident along Salka. And the queue that was there, we were there for over 4 hours. And I was driving to come back to Nairobi. And Mr. Speaker, 60% of Kenya uses that road to go to western part of Kenya. Mr. Speaker, I don't know which other road can be said to be a very major artery in this particular nation. Number two, I listened to someone who just spoke here the other day, because he's no longer the chair of budget. He thinks that when Honorable Atandi is now the chairman of budget, he does not know what he's doing. I want to inform him that Honorable Atandi is very qualified, extremely very qualified, Mr. Speaker. You don't need to be the chairman. You cannot be the only one who can be the chairman of budget so that you can have a good budget. I want to tell you, Mr. Speaker, the Honorable Atandi's budget has been a very excellent budget, Mr. Speaker. We have seen a growth rate of 5.9% this last year, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, you know the nominal GDP of this country has grown from 12.9 trillion in 2022 to 16.2 trillion in 2024. Isn't that a miracle? In 2 years. How many people, as Honorable Koski has said, facts are stubborn. You cannot run away from that fact. And I want to tell you, Mr. Speaker, I want to remember the very famous speech of JF Kennedy, when he said, tell the people the truth and you shall be free. And we are telling people the truth, Mr. Speaker, so that they can be free of lies. People who say things that are concocted, things because it is not you, you now want to muddy and muddle facts which are as clear as between day and night. Mr. Speaker, you know, as I do, that the NSSF, from 1963 to 2022, our contribution and capitation in NSSF was 320 billion. As of last month, the capitation of NSSF is now 640 billion. We have doubled it in 2 years. Mr. Speaker, you know what that means. In the next 3 years, we will reach 1 trillion in our contribution. You know, this is a very sad situation. How do you pass a law which says, I will contribute 10% of my salary as to NSSF, up to a maximum of 200 shillings. That's a very scandalous law, Mr. Speaker. Up to a maximum of 200 shillings. When I retire, after working for this nation for 35 years, I calculated, Mr. Speaker, I will be paid 340,000 shillings. Even the vehicles that you drive, Mr. Speaker, the insurance alone for 1 year is 400,000. So you are telling me, Mr. Speaker, that when I retire now, because I used to contribute up to a maximum of 200 shillings, and I was supposed to contribute 10%, which ought to have been something in the region of about 25,000 shillings. That was, in fact, something that must not or ought not to have been done. And this president has corrected that anomaly. And we should congratulate him and thank him. In fact, we should be borrowing these funds now to construct roads in this country. We've seen the TSSF from Tanzania are constructing a 30...
Honorable Chepkwony, the Honorable lady would want to inform you. Are you willing to accept the information?
Yes, in fact, she's a very gracious lady.
Yeah, she's the youngest in Parliament, so...
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and Honorable Chepkwony for allowing to be informed by me. Honorable Speaker, picking from the thought of Honorable Chepkwony, where he makes reference to the growth rate of this country in the GDP, Honorable Speaker, he has also slightly made an insinuation about the previous administration. So, Honorable Speaker, like I said in my speech, and I want to be able to, in my contribution, I want to be able to inform Honorable Chepkwony, we cannot cherry pick the years, and we cannot be able to selectively pick out the sectors to be able to analyze so that we can get the situation of the economy of a country. And Honorable Speaker, if you look at the data, in the year 2008, when Mwai Kibaki was the president of this country, we had a growth rate of 0.2% because of the effects of post-election violence. In the year 2017, Honorable Speaker, when Uhuru Kenyatta was president, we had a growth rate of 3.8, which is among the lowest, Honorable Speaker. In the year 2021, Honorable Speaker, we had, because of COVID issues and whatnot, we had an economic drop in growth of negative 0.3% when Uhuru Kenyatta was president. Honorable Speaker, to say that this administration has an all-time low growth rate or slow growth rate, Honorable Speaker, is something I would term as something called nostalgia narrative, because we want to live in the past. This administration is on proper course, Honorable Speaker, in terms of growth and economic growth rate. And we cannot cherry pick the years and the sectors to be able to compare. That is not called analysis. It is called politics. And that is what it is, Honorable Speaker.
Fair enough, Honorable Chepkwony, I think.
Yeah, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I'm not the only one who has been informed, including the one who was also misled, who contributed to some fake information here, Mr. Speaker. I can see that there is highly technical information from the Honorable, Kenya National Bureau of Standards, real report, Mr. Speaker, from the Honorable Muke, who appears to be more schooled than even those ones who misled us. I want to thank you very much for informing me and informing even the other one. So, Mr. Speaker, I just want to say that we have seen for the first time a tarmac road from Marsabit heading to Wajir. People who have never seen a tarmac road. In fact, they were asking themselves, what is this black thing? In fact, they were going to dig and take it to their house. They were told, no, it's for you to use it. Mr. Speaker, you know, you can imagine some nations, some parts of this country. I know we were with Honorable
Wajir to
Parliament.
Not Wajir. Order.
Okay.
I think you meant Wajir to Mandera, not Marsabit to Wajir. Proceed. Is that the information you wanted to give him? Fair enough. He has the information. The chair has volunteered to give him that. Proceed.
Mr. Speaker, you can see how we are ignorant of some places.
Yes.
Because there are no roads.
Yes.
If there was a tarmac road, I would be in Wajir, I would be in Mandera. There was no reason why I should not travel to this country and become a local tourist. Yes. In fact, and we know that the fauna and the flora that you have in those parts of the country is extremely very good, and it is where we should all be going for our local tourists. With those very many comments, Mr. Speaker, I wish to support the President's wonderful speech, just borrowing the words of President Donald Trump, who Christians everything to be wonderful and super. And that speech, Mr. Speaker, was also wonderful and super. I want to thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Honorable Kirima.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for giving me this opportunity to contribute to this important debate. The report from the President, the report which we received from the President, Mr. Speaker, the report from the President gave directions of how this country is going to forge forward.